Okay, I'm going to prepare an expense report. So I'm in the Claiborne Temple Finance Accounting folder, and under Chase Card Statements, I have a folder for what we're going to be doing March of 2018. So I've already started a folder for that, and I've already downloaded the Chase Card Statement. This can be found on chase.com under the login, and you can pull a Chase statement that way. And you'll see it's divided. Everything above this line is Rob's card. Everything above this line is Deandra's card for that statement. And then everything above here is Frank's card. So the first thing we need to do is get a blank expense report. So if we go back into accounting, there's a blank final report here. So what we can do is right click and make a copy. And then right click the copy and move it to, accounting, Chase Card Statements, and then go down to March 2018 and move it there. So we go back into Chase Card Statements, March, there's the copy. If you go back into Chase Card Statements and look at February, you can see the naming convention is Claiborne Expense Report, the date, the year. So we'll go ahead and rename that. To March 2018. And get rid of the blank. And click OK. And we're going to make another copy of this for Deandra and one for Frank, because there are, looks like there were charges on his card as well. So we'll just rename these so that they have something to work out of as we're preparing Rob's. So we'll call this Deandra. And we'll rename this one Frank. Okay, so we prepared those reports. And the next step is to copy all of these charges by date, name. So for example, this first one under Rob's account is February 28th, an Amazon purchase, or technically a refund of $70.03. So if you open the expense report, then that's how it will be filled in. The description of purchase will depend on what that charge was for. A lot of times the description of purchase will be a meeting. Most of the charges on Rob's cards are food related. So Casa Blanca restaurant, for example, and the correct way to put that would be a meeting under the description of purchase. And then we always put the last four of his card. It's always a good idea to look back at a previous expense report to get an idea of what to put. But there's the date, the vendor, and then what it was for, and then 4265 is the last four of Rob's card. And I usually try to include at the top right the card numbers. I'll have to add Frank's as well. And then this part is usually for meetings. There isn't a category, but if it falls into any of these categories, it's a good idea to drop it under that category, and then the total lines up over here. And then the next step would be to fill in this for Rob's, and then to also send over, let's go back to March, to send Frank and Deandra a link to their expense report and the Chase statement, and have them also fill in their expense reports to match the Chase card, and then eventually will combine all three into one. They will also need to provide their receipts for each of their charges.